Now, last week we talked about the importance of the Veteran Step Up program. There was a huge response to that segment, and understandably, we should, as a nation, be doing the right thing by the men and women who are prepared to, let's face it, put it all on the line for us. Now I've learned from the founder of Veteran Benefits Australia, Thomas Bailey, that despite the fact that 1 in 5 males who have ever served in the ADF experience high to very high psychological distress, Australian veterans continue to struggle with getting mental health conditions diagnosed and psychiatric reports completed. And it's worth asking why. The Department of Veterans Affairs has a system of what's called non-liability healthcare provision for mental health issues. And that's meant to mean you don't have to jump through too many hoops to prove that your service caused the condition. And that's so that people can get help fast. That's good, and that's right. The scheme is open to all current and former Defence Force members and provides fully funded treatment for all mental health conditions if a veteran is approved. The tricky part? Getting approved. That requires a report from a psychiatrist, which takes several sessions, and it's taking up to 12 months of waiting time to get that process done. That shortfall is causing hardship and real risk to life. It's not good enough, and we owe our veterans better. Now, there is an upside in this story, and it's that Australians who care about this have mucked in to solve the problem. To assist veterans, Veteran Benefits Australia has assembled a team to provide psychiatrists with as much information as possible so that they can quickly and easily complete those veterans' psychiatric reports. And their goal is to reduce wait times from 12 months to 6 weeks. Now, that's more like it. And it's the way that civil society, that is, people who care getting together to make their community better, can solve problems so much more effectively than big government ever could. Joining me now to discuss this issue is Brodie Moore, veteran and nurse working on the problem. Now, Brodie, 20% of veterans need intensive assistance with their mental health recovery, and we know that's vital to preventing suicides, to helping with the transition to civilian life, and making sure that people have a productive and satisfying life post-service. But what's going wrong right now?
Yeah, well, I think there's a number of things going wrong. Obviously, there's a Royal Commission into veteran suicide going on for a reason. So a lot more needs to be done in the space. But if a veteran submits a compensation claim for a mental health condition, and obviously mental health conditions are among the most commonly claimed conditions, they need a report from a psychiatrist to support that claim. Then the DVA can make a determination on that claim. So veterans can receive treatment for mental health conditions under non-liability health cover, but they can't access other supports like rehabilitation or compensation that they often need and deserve. So currently there's a shortage of psychiatrists around the country, and there's an even bigger shortage of psychiatrists that are willing to do this work and provide that medico-legal assistance and those psychiatric reports.
So this is surely a problem that's been raised with the people at DVA because it is a barrier to access. How have they responded to that concern?
To be honest, I'm not actually sure in terms of how the DVA has responded, but we speak to veterans all the time that are struggling to get access to those psychiatrists needed for their report. That report holds a lot of weight, in terms of a determination on their mental health condition. So it's critically important for their compensation claim.
How can we make this system better?
Well, obviously, the DVA, the recommendations from the interim report into veteran suicide, number one recommendation was clear the backlog of claims. So currently there's 43,000 compensation claims in the DVA.
Gosh, that's a lot.
There is a lot, which I think is completely unacceptable. And then the second thing is obviously simplifying the rehabilitation and compensation legislation, which bases access to entitlements for veterans and their family members. So I think those two things are critically important, but obviously when it comes to mental health and these psychiatric reports, there needs to be more awareness, in the community and in the DVA. They need better access to psychiatrists that are willing to do this work.
So tell me, what kind of a difference have you seen the work that Veteran Benefits Australia has been doing in this space make to the lives of veterans who really are struggling with their mental health and need assistance to get their life back on track?
Yeah, well, Veteran Benefits Australia was started because of how complex this system is. You know, a lot of veterans we spoke to didn't understand what they're entitled to or how to access their entitlements. So we focus on ease of access, speed of access, and the highest quality of service. And this pathway, you know, I have, you know, seen great feedback from the veteran community, the veterans that we've put through so far, having that ease, you know, and speed of access to psychiatrists that are able to do these reports for them, so they can get the entitlements that they need and deserve. Is I feel really good doing it and being a part of it. So yeah, it's obviously something I'm really passionate about.
Well, you're a veteran yourself, so it must be very satisfying to know that you and the team that you work with are improving the quality of life for people who have walked in shoes like yours.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time this evening, Brodie, and keep up the great work.
Thanks so much.